Okay, viewers, so what I got going on today is trying to locate this guy. I found a wallet yesterday riding. I was riding to the gas station to go get a Rockstar and found some dude's wallet with a bunch of credit cards and his driver's license in there and an insurance card. And yeah, basically his has his address on there, and I went by the house and it's like evicted. It's an abandoned house. So, and I don't know, maybe it's the address that he gave. He used to live there or something, but it looks like a little rundown shack, like no one's ever lived there, or probably in the past like couple years. So anyways, I'm gonna go try to ride by where I found it and see if anybody's out. There was somebody yesterday that were out across the street from where I found it, and I went over there and asked them if they knew this guy, and they're just all no, like basically get off my property. So and then we rode by again a couple times, and I got nothing. I called his work. His insurance card has the employer name on it. So I called them and I actually talked to the HR person, and they wouldn't give me any information, but I wasn't wanting any information, so I just said, hey, I found his wallet, his license, money's in there, credit cards are in there, and I would just want someone else to do the same for me. And I just said, hey, if he still works there, give him my phone number, here's my name, here's my phone number. I said, if he still works there, just tell him to call me, I got his wallet. If he doesn't, then disregard this message, no big deal. And he's like, well, I can't say that he works here, I can't tell you anything about him or nothing, even if he did work here. And I was like, okay, you got my number right? And he's like, yeah. You got my name right? Yeah. I said, okay, relay the message or don't. Next thing is, I'll give it to the sheriff department and then they can deal with it. So, yeah, so then he said, okay, well, I'll let him know. So I'm sure he works there, and I'm sure, and hopefully they relayed the message. But I never got a call all day yesterday, and I was at like 9:30 in the morning, because I actually typed his name in Google and found him on Facebook. But I don't have a Facebook. I had a Facebook, but I don't want a Facebook anymore. I'm gonna ride down there and see if I can see anybody out there. Yeah, and most of these properties are gated and all have dogs, so I can't really go into these people's property and knock on doors. So I sat in front of the house where the wallet was at for about, 3 or 4 minutes with the dog barking, and no one even came out. So anyways, I'm gonna ride down that way. So my neighbor decided to talk to me for about an hour and 20 minutes. So anyways, yeah, what this guy's doing. Anyways, I'm riding down there real quick, and my neighbor needs a bunch of help because his landlords are evicting him and stuff. So that's pretty much it. Just cruising along. Those guys are looking at a car he's got sitting in the yard that he won't sell. So, well, anyways, story of my neighbor is, he's old, CAL FIRE worker, employee, retired, and he's been renting this place next door to me for the past like 20 years. So he was there before I was over there. Just hear all my neighbors' dogs? It's all neighbors. So I can't go to into any of these properties to ask anybody if anybody lost a wallet. But anyway, so this is about where found the wallet at this, I think it's this house. Yesterday I talked to those people and they told me to get lost. And these people could be there, I don't know. It's definitely not here, this house. These are Hispanics that live here, and the dude on the driver's license is, you know, full-on white boy. So, yeah. Anyways, get off subject or whatever, but yeah, I don't know, no one's around, no one's doing anything. I wish this company would just call me, because I don't think if I drop it off at the post office, it's just going to go to that vacant property and probably sit in the mailbox or whatever. So, it's the problem when you don't update your license, your driver's license when you move, or at least keep the card in your wallet that says I moved to this address, which is what I have. I have my physical address in my driver's license, in my wallet, but it's not on my driver's license. My P.O. box is on my driver's license. So, anyways, yes, the story of my neighbors. He's been there for 20 years. He's been collecting. He's a John Deere tractor collector. He's been renting this place out forever. And yeah, they basically came to him. He's had a heart attack and he's had stroke and he's got all kinds of problems, and they basically came to him, and he hasn't missed a payment or nothing. So something happened with the owners financially or something, or they're trying to buy something else. But they just came to him one day and said, you got 90 days to move out. And I mean, he's got a lot of stuff. I mean, we're sitting on 1.25 acres parcels out here, and he's got that thing filled with tractors, trucks, cars. He's got shipping containers with real rare, classic cars, GTOs, El Caminos, like 60s cars, trucks, like complete, all original. He said, but I don't know. But anyway, so he's gonna need some help from me, I guess. So I just told him to text me or call me when he needs help, because he doesn't need to be out there by himself doing all that stuff, moving cars. Guess it took him like 2 hours yesterday to move a car, and I'm sitting there working on that 64 Chevy truck, and I'm like, hey, you need to call me. Don't be doing that stuff. I have a real soft spot for the older people, so I don't like older people working. They've done their time. That's pretty much it. So I'm gonna go back inside the house, do some more editing. Alright, YouTube. So yeah, ended up finding the guy that I found the wallet. I went by his house again. It's actually, the house he doesn't live there, he lives next door. The house that the address was on his driver's license was actually some place he's fixing up and trying to rent out. He's gonna try to rent it out. Anyways, it was pretty cool meeting the guy. I went over, I called the credit card company and they gave me his phone number. I called, I left a message. I don't know what his deal was, but he was outside when I drove by, so I honked at him and he came out, like saying names, thought I was somebody else. And then I'm like, no, it's Vaughn's. And he's like, I don't know you. So I'm like, yeah, I know. And then I pulled out his wallet and I said, but do you know this? And he was like, what? And he was super happy, super stoked. And so he was like, oh, keep the money out of the wallet. I was like, no, just, it's all yours. And, he looked at it and he checked it out and he's like, oh, man. So, I guess he was at his brother-in-law's house down the street. And, I never went to that house because the house is tucked back so far. It actually looks like just like a lot of property, or just a property with like a little garage on it. But behind the garage is actually a house. Because I drove by there because he told me where he was at. You know, told me the whole story where he thinks he lost his license because he said he left that house. He left, and then I guess his brother-in-law's cat was in his car, so he turned around, went back, dropped the cat off, and then came back, stopped, made a phone call, and he doesn't know how his license or his wallet fell out of his car because he never got out of his car other than to drop the cat off. So, I don't know, he must have left it on top of his car is what I'm thinking. But yeah, so he was super stoked. Really, really nice guy. He ended up giving my son and me $20 each, you know, because we both went there. And I was like, no, don't worry about it, don't worry about it. And he's like, well, now I don't have to go get a new license because he's a commercial driver. So in order for him to get a new license, he'd have to go retake his DOT physical and stuff. So that right there, out here, if his company doesn't pay for it, it's like 125 to 225 bucks just to get that, because you know I'm a Class A driver. So yeah, so you know he would have been out a lot more money, but we were just trying to give it off, you know, give it back to him with no money, no reward. I don't really care, because I just want it. Whatever I do, I try to expect it in return. You know, if I lose my wallet, I'd expect someone to give it back to me, and I would do the same. You know, give him a reward or whatever. Let him be glad that I got it back and everything. But yeah, he gave me a hug and everything. Kind of cool, you know. So, anyways, so that's the good of today, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So pretty happy now. I don't have to worry about, you know, trying to find this guy, because I was calling everybody. Facebook, messaged him on Facebook and everything. So it's pretty cool, pretty exciting feeling to give somebody their possessions back, even though he already canceled the credit cards and everything. But you know, he's got his license, driver's license, work ID, and insurance card, automotive insurance and medical insurance card were in there. So he doesn't have to call those people, hopefully. And you know, and I didn't obviously make any things with his credit cards or anything on that. That's it for this video. So like, comment, subscribe, whatever you guys do it. If you guys have any questions, comments, leave them below. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching.